Good morning. Welcome to the garden. So it is a little bit later in the morning today. You'll see there's sun back here. I'm usually out here like an hour earlier than now. I do have coffee though, and I am out here later today because I am not working. I took the day off because today is my birthday. And I have some tomatoes that need picked out here. So I have my first Kellogg's breakfast that's ready. I'm so excited. And there's a couple other things out here. There's not a ton going on out here right now in terms of like pulling in like baskets and baskets of harvest. It was so hot a couple weeks ago that the tomatoes just kind of like screeched to a halt, I think. I'm wearing a sweatshirt right now. It is currently 59 degrees out here. It is currently 8:38 in the morning. And it's been like this the last like 3 or 4 days. It's been really cool and like beautiful outside. And so the tomatoes are starting to set more flowers, which is awesome. So I'm gonna have a whole nother wave of tomatoes, I think, in the next like month, which is gonna be so fun. I can't wait. But I have been pulling tomatoes pretty regularly. Probably every day I pick at least one, or maybe every other day I pick at least one. I don't know. I am still picking beans quite a lot. If you watch the garden tour that I put up yesterday, there's a lot of beans on the plants, but I'm not picking them every day. I pick them like every 2 or 3 days at this point. So yeah, I brought my little snips out with me because this Kellogg's breakfast I'm gonna pick is really big and I don't want it to like rip on the top. So we're gonna pick that tomato and I'm so excited about it. I'm so excited about tasting that tomato. Oh, I can't wait. I want to talk about next year's garden. Yeah, it's August. But I want to talk about next year's spring garden and summer garden. I have a garden journal and it is actually in a Google Sheet. I did a video over the winter talking about my garden journaling. I'll put a link to that down in the description. And it kind of shows you my whole garden journal system. It's a Google Sheet that I use, and I like a Google Sheet because I can access it from my phone if I'm out in the garden, or I can access it from my computer and I can take it with me anywhere I need to go. It's on my phone. So if I need to quickly reference something, or like do I have this seed or not, I can reference that if I'm in a store. Like if I'm at Menards and I'm impulse buying seeds, I can make sure I don't already have those. And it's super nice. So today I'm actually gonna spend some time, I think, updating my garden journal with my thoughts on all of these varieties that I grew new for this year. Because a lot of these tomatoes that I grew this year are new. The pineapple, the Brandywine Black, the Pink Oxheart, the Blonde Girl Cherry, Triple Crop, Thorburns Terracotta, Kellogg's Breakfast, the Large Red Cherry, Aunt Ruby's German Green, Amish Paste, Ghost Cherry, and Casaluto Genovese. All of those are new. The only repeats that I've grown this year are the San Marzano, the Cherokee Purple, and the Chianti Rose. Those are the only 3 that I grew again this year. I will not be growing Cherokee Purple next year. I gave it another shot this year. Last year my plants went in too late. I didn't really get anything off of them. I gave it another shot this year. People rave about that tomato. They're like, this is the best tomato I've ever had in my life. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll plant it again. I'll try it again. I tried it again. I just don't like it. I mean, it's fine, but there's better tomatoes out there. And one of those better tomatoes that's a dark tomato is the Carbon. That tomato is so good. It has almost like a smoky flavor to it. It's so rich. It has a completely different flavor from like a red tomato, but it's so good. And then my baby, the Chianti Rose, that one will be in my garden forever. I actually may do 2 plants of those next year. I don't know. This one I have this year is doing really well. I'm getting a lot of fruit off of it. I've already picked a lot of fruit off of it somehow. But I may do 2 next year. We'll see. I also may do... I am going to regrow the Amish pace, I decided, to give that plant another chance to impress me. The tomatoes that come off of it are really big, and they have a lot of meat in them. They're a perfect sauce tomato. But the plant I have this year was the one that I thought died in the frost. So it's a little spindly, and it's not being super productive, but I think it's because it came back from the brink of death. So there are a couple things out here I haven't tried yet. The Costoludo Genovese is one of them, and the Triple Crop is the other one. The Triple Crop has a couple blushing tomatoes on it right now, so I'm super stoked for those. The Costoludo is moving pretty slow. That one had an issue with fungus gnats when I put it in the ground, and so it had to kind of like heal itself before it started growing tomatoes. So I think that's why it's behind. So I may try it again. We'll see what happens when I do get fruit off of it. I don't know, we'll see. I will not be regrowing the Thorburns Terracotta, the Brandywine Black. Probably won't regrow Pink Oxheart. I don't know. I may give that one another shot because that one was one that I thought died in the frost also. The fruits are really big on that one. I tried one yesterday that was not super ripe, but it had a bad spot on it, so I cut the bad spot off and froze it. And it was okay, but it was really meaty, so maybe I'll try it again. I don't know. I won't be regrowing the large red cherry. And then everything else I'm gonna regrow, except maybe the Costoludo. I don't know about that one yet. The Black Seaman I have up at the front. I may regrow that on it, like on back here. I thought that was a determinate plant, and it is definitely not. So I think it's a little bit stunted where it is right now. So I'm gonna go cut off that tomato. Happy birthday to me. I brought my little snips out with me. This tomato has a pretty thick stem, so I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it off. I don't want to risk it breaking the plant. Look at this. This is one of the most beautiful tomatoes I've ever seen in my life. It is almost macaroni and cheese color, like the crown. It has a tiny bit of green on the shoulders, but I've been having problems with birds eating my tomatoes. And I have found an Aunt Ruby's that had a bite out of it, and yesterday a San Marzano was on the ground with bites taken out of it by birds. And so that's annoying. And yesterday evening I was paranoid that this was gonna suffer the same fate. So I think this calls for tomato sandwich lunch today, which actually is what we had for dinner last night, but we added bacon to them. But this, look at this. And it's not perfect, it has cracks on it, but it's perfect to me. I love it so much. It's so pretty. I cannot wait to eat this later. Just being out here, it's so cool outside, and the air is not humid for once. It just feels so nice. So here's my plan for today. Seeing that it's my birthday, I am going to go work on my garden journal a little bit. I'm gonna drink some coffee. My mom brought me a donut this morning. I'm gonna go eat that donut. And then for lunch, I'm gonna eat that tomato. It's gonna be so good, I can't wait. So, yeah, I'm gonna go have a good day. So thank you for watching my little birthday garden walk, and I will see you in the next one.